Good morning. I hope your holidays have been all you expected and you have enjoyed peace and company with your loved ones. I wanted to talk today about something that is happening that is popping up more and more, and people are coming out with quite a number of irrational ideas, which is not good for the soul. I have my little paper here. It says alien obsession because these are the subjects I want to talk about. It's certain that people are obsessed with the subject of aliens, but we need to think about what is beyond the idea of a planetary visitation. First of all, let's not forget we have the Van Allen belt, which means that other beings like us or with bodies like us cannot possibly go past because the radiation will do away with them in the same way. We haven't been able to explore space because we cannot go past the Van Allen belt and live beyond Earth without getting seriously ill and dying. So, more than accepting that other physical presence can come, I will say yes, there used to be a presence which was called archons, but that presence was cleared out, as I explained before, by the Aquarians, so they are not there anymore. The only thing that could possibly be is all relatives, friends, or another kind of spooks that are stuck, but they dissolve, so that's not a problem. When this obsession started, well, I don't know for certain, but my intuition tells me that it's very likely after the fall of Atlantis. Because after the fall of Atlantis, obviously the Atlanteans broke the quarantine they had, and they moved to other lands that they were not supposed to be, and did whatever they did, and that included the modification of the DNA of the other peoples, which we are part other peoples. We are part She and part Atlantean, as I explained before. So it's more fear that may happen again, that the real possibility that will happen again, because this universe is rather different than the Atlantean universe that collapsed. This universe, generally speaking, is subtler. People that live with us in this planet, we don't see, and we don't see because they are much more subtle in density, and these are the people that have been called the Elven, the fairies, etc. So we cannot be invaded by those that live here already. So, but as the Atlanteans move around in the world, there were wars, and in reality the fear that we have is that it's an intrinsic fear that might happen again, because that nightmare has never been resolved. We are still dealing with it. We are still part one thing and part another, and we need to define our own identity. It is clear to me that as the radiation goes higher, which is going higher all the time in the solar system, there is a point that denser bodies will have serious challenges to persist in this reality. And that is part of what the Atlanteans knew, and that's the reason why they want so much space travel, and they are so afraid that somebody is going to come, because this is their memory. It's just a memory. But they know that their time here is a situation similar to Caprica, it's a situation that, there is a moment in which this 3D physicality might not be so successful. I cannot tell you the timeline. I don't know how long it will take, so I cannot answer that question. So what we have to deal ourselves in order to stop being in a loop is to stop fearing and to empower ourselves by accepting that we are mixed and we can either develop the kinder sense of ourselves, which is becoming more like a fairy, like the she, and the elven, and become much more kind with ourselves and kind with everything around us. Or we can continue with the fight or flight, which will only lead us to our self-destruction, because there is a separation of timelines here, and it's present. It's not that it's going to happen. It's happened already a long time ago. We live in the same space than our relatives, the she, the elven, the fairies, and they are here. Some people see them, some people don't, but they are here. So we cannot be afraid of something that is being here from before time. The other thing is that some people are saying that the technology that is being brought forth is to prevent these people from contacting us, but that is silly, because when you think about people like Merlin, for example, do you really think that 5G is going to stop them? No, it's not going to happen, because their energy is so much subtler that it doesn't affect them at all. So it's either greed, possibly, to create more systems, or just silliness. But one thing I can tell you, and this is my experience, the more you work on developing the side of your DNA that is the ancient one, the more telepathic you become. For example, I have noticed that some of the people who are working with Aquarian crystals are experiencing that they kind of feel their crystal is coming, and they start wondering why it hasn't arrived yet. Then you know things. You don't need to read them in books. You feel them, you sense them. You sense that it's better to walk this way than the other way, and you keep yourself safe that way. So work at becoming more self-responsible, more harmonious, and more fair, and you will live in a very different reality, which is much nicer. So I hope you had a very lovely time, and I hope you have a happy new year, and I hope this clears out a lot of the doubts and fears people are experiencing in this moment. Bye bye for now.